Hello and welcome to part 19 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Now, we have also been publishing a series of extras, which go into the mechanics of extra features, such like, where you can find various classes if you don't like the one you're in currently. And most recently, we spoke about retainers. We set up 2 of them that we get for free. The first one has been selling stuff on the market, and the second one we sent out on a venture. So if you walk up to a summoning bell in any of the player markets, and also in the inn room, we'll have a summoning bell also. We can check up on them. So let's check up on our so Krita has returned. To claim the fruits of her labor, we can view the report. But first, let's check out Klosper. Believe he has been selling 6 items for us, and he has sold 5 out of the 6. So now, if you go to entrust or withdraw gil from the menu, we can see that he now has 6,700 gil from the 6 items that we had him sell. And we can view his sales history, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he had 6 items for sale, and the 5 of them have sold, and that's the price that we got for them. We can also go to sell our items in the market, and we can then see this is what we are selling. And we can click on it, adjust the price. We have right now it's for 35. If we compare it, the price has jumped down to 20, so it's never really going to sell for that much. So let's do 18 just to get rid of it. So now that he's away, he is now actively selling on the market. When we are talking to him, his items are off the market. Now you can have, so let's check on Krita. And she is back. And where is the report? The items, class glamours, reset. View retainer attributes, assign. View venture report. Okay, so she came back with a high quality item, and that's okay. That is with the little symbol after the word honey. That indicates high quality. Okay, and high quality gear will usually have better stats, and when crafting, high quality gear gives you a boost on quality of the final item. Okay. And then she has gained in level. She is now level 6. Wow, that was quick. A level 5 bone harpoon. So we have enough to do that one more time. Eventually, we will get various means of getting the tokens needed to do that. But since we are level 20, yeah, we're level 26. So we can do the next Lancer Guild quest, and we will cover up to level 30. Because the Lancer quest goes to level 30. You can certainly continue, but they will switch to the Dragoon quests. If you guys want to see the Dragoon quests, let me know, and I can continue on that series. But for now, we got questions and Lancers. So I will see you over at Gardania at the Guild Hall. Okay, welcome back. We are at the Guild. Even though my character is looking off to the side here. And we will take on the level 25 questions and Lancers. Let's see what our Guildmaster has to say. It's good to see you again, Lightbringer, and stronger than we spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp a true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our arts. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the same distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step toward becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Matthiomi. Seek him out at Amarisak's Spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed his perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, Lightbringer, and do as he bids you. So, our first task is easy enough. Simply go down the stairs here to the East Shroud. Okay, so we are up in the corner here, northeast corner, right by Sweet Boom Pier. We need to go clear across the zone over to Amarisak's Spire, which is by Little Solace, and yeah, right by a big tower. Usually there's some sort of something going on. Anyway, let's see here. Where is that gate? There's that gate. So for now, simply follow the path. And if you want to bring up the menu, you can. We need to go to this area here in the lower right corner of the map. But if you follow the trail, it should take you pretty close to all the way there. Anyway, let's fast forward and we will see you there. So the path parallels this little settlement here. Before you pass it, come up onto it. We do not need to do anything here. We just want to attune to the crystal on our way to our Lancer quest. And this gives us the Atherite for the Hauthorn hut. That's what this little settlement is called. Anyway, back to the trail and back to the lower right corner. And if you look at the mini-map will kind of show you, give you a general direction. Okay. So now if we go straight ahead, we'll go to Little Solace. But remember, we wanted to go just to the south of there. So at the fork here in the road, right past the stump with the giant gnats, make a right. And our next person is right at this giant tower here. Either at the bottom or at the top, we'll find out. Ah, he's at the top. You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Matthiomi, commander of the brave men and women of this spire. Now, let's have a good look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance. Of this there is no doubt. But you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt you see much more. Mayhap you believe there is not left out of there to unnerve you. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know it all. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old faltered at times. No lancer nor any man can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh spoken blood and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night which you are to vanquish. All right. And let's go and take care of business, shall we? Alright, we've taken care of the bats. Let's go back to the belfry. Welcome back, lass, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear in the breast of an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic, yet to your credit, you fought on resolutely and thus emerged the victor. Ewain has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, but to be sure, beneath those rough-hewn edges, I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Buscarin's druthers in the south shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Buscarin himself, awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do for his mead. Good though it is. By meeting Buscarin and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. And the music in the background tells us that there is a fete going on. There's a couple of... So now we need to go to the South Shroud. Now, we don't need to go all the way back to town to do so. There is a passage to the South Shroud just around the next... Not just around the next bend here. Not that one, but the gate there. Just keep following the path. And we'll eventually... So as weird as this is, that is the path to the East Shroud, and this is the main entrance to from the South Shroud. It's always just a bit confusing at first, but welcome to the South Shroud. So Buscarin Druthers is not here by Quarrymill, it's over here. Follow the path, and then we want to go over to the west, as you can see here. But yeah, go for the city, which is Quarrymill. There is a dungeon here that you can do. Um, it's an optional. It's a good dungeon for leveling alt jobs. I forget the exact name of it right now, but there is the quest to unlock it is back at the Adventurers Guild in town. Unlock the Chocoporter and take the western gates and follow the path. Alright, and this here is Buscarin's druthers. So we couldn't take a Chocoporter between the two, but go into the ale house here, and there's the man himself. Well, if it isn't Ewain's protege. I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Buscarin, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why old Ewain sent you, I should mention I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the druthers, I manned an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now. So if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now, take this nice bower of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering of it at Misttail's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents, and when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got that? Good. All right. If you look at our map, it is right here. So it looks like it's just off the road. Here we are. And now, back to Buscarin. Yes, eventually we will unlock mounts, and further down the line we will unlock flight, but that's not for quite a ways. So you offered up the meat as I told you, and without drinking a drop? Very well, you shall have a tale of me, as promised. Misttail is the man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I set you to was erected in his honor. Misttail was courage made flesh. Cut him, and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering them. And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our lancers keeping to the confines of the Twelves wood, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-forestborn were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was even worse than now. Of course, old Misttail wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking what it was, a lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a forest full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, He finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mistale. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Yeah, what's that? When's the trial? As much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, lass. My part in your training's done. 'Tis time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named Fallgourd. You will find him whiling away his time at the Bobbing Cork. Like as not, oh, that's the name of an inn in Fallgourd Float. In case you don't know, it's up in the North Shroud. Fallgourd, an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years ain't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him. Alright. You don't have a path to the North Shroud from here. You do have a path to the main quest, which is back in East Thanlin, as you just saw. But let's take the return spell back to town, and we will take the gate to the North Shroud. Oh, yeah, those were time gates. Okay, so we are just outside the gate, and we want to go to this town here and talk to the guy. So let's pretty much stick to the trail here. So even though this is level 2, level 3, there will be a dividing area. I believe it's a bridge where the levels will increase to about where we are, if that's just a bit higher. We want to go to the right here. And remember, if you find creatures with that little circle mark, they're on one of your hunting logs. So following the path, we get to a bunch of bridges. And I believe our quest spot is right ahead. And it wasn't the area I was thinking about. Yeah, but notice level 25 now. So speak with the Chocokeep to unlock the Chocoporter. Since this is our first time here, attune to the Atherite. And off to our quest in this building. I believe we have to go upstairs. I take it you are the young lancer of whom Ewain spoke. an adventurer besides. By the look of you, I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now pay attention. Thus far, you have learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a lancer must be able to think and adapt. And to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only when there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers from slain balloons and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. Okay, so we need to go out towards the Adler Springs, and then right by the gate to the Central Shroud is where we will be hunting. And this does happen in the game. Unfortunately, we got that brute, which is level 28, just above where we should be. We might need to level up a bit, but if you do get KO'd, we can revive ourselves by going back to our home Atherite, which is New Gridania. If another player happens by that has the revive skill, they can revive us for free. So, death counter at 1. Alright, let's find a mender. But, yeah, since we are a little bit... Okay, not very bad at all. 80% is the worst of it. Oh, and that's the quest for the dungeon back... I spoke to you about back in Quarrymill. I wonder if we can take out the golem or if he's going to be too big for us. Okay, so far this is working, so we basically want to do is kind of an old school pull routine, like we used to do back in EverQuest. Pull them away from the others. That was a risky maneuver, but I figured we can defeat the guy in time, and we don't want to attack two of those at once. We're not high enough level for that yet. But we can pull you. Okay, welcome back. Unfortunately, my internet momentarily disconnected. But let's continue with the fight here. Alright, now we have to use them at the campsite. And it's right at the gate to the central shroud. Are we gonna follow us all the way over here? Nope. Okay, as long as we keep in this area here, it should be fine. All right, and let us go back. All right, and let us go back to our quest giver. So you have vanquished the red balloon. No less for what I would expect of you, Ains. Your enemy altered its nature through the encounter, thereby causing the terms of the battle to shift repeatedly. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Uwain, and when you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes since we used the return spell, so we can use the return spell to return to Gridania for free. Alright, back to the Lancers Guild, and let's turn in our quest. Old Volclair demands I show my face. I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Lightbringer, well done. I never doubted that you would meet with the approval of all three men, yet I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work and return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. We'll take that. Let's equip our new stuff. That's our new look for now. At least until we get a new set of pants. Okay, so unfortunately, the quest took all of our time for today, but come next time, we will continue with the main story quest and investigate a series of robberies and kidnappings that the Scions believe are tied to a primal. So come back next time, and we will continue with that. The next extra, which will be on Friday, will be covering in rooms and what we can do with them. But anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day.